You might think going to the gym 6 days a week will help you lose weight. Well, we all think the same. I was also in the same state of mind until I ended up gaining 5 kilos while going to the gym 6 days a week. When I moved to Dubai, I was around 57 kilos. Within a few months, despite being disciplined with workouts, I shot up to 62. Crazy, right? So, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the 4 biggest mistakes we make with the gym. You need to know these mistakes if you're trying to lose fat or want to make the gym a routine. And I'll also tell you what actually worked for me when I finally dropped from 62 to 56 and still going. When I came to Dubai, my life had new challenges, new home, new environment, and a lot of stress. But after all this, I didn't miss gym even a single day. Even when we were living in hotels during that time, I'd still hit the gym. Because for me, it was about discipline. But here's what I didn't realize. And it takes us to mistake number 1. Gym can inflame you. Gym is like putting stress on the body. And if your life is already stressful, like mine was at that time, gym becomes another stressor. More stress means more inflammation. And when your body is inflamed, it increases cortisol and causes water retention. You'll see that water retention in the form of belly fat, puffy face, bloating, and even poor sleep. So even when I was training daily, I kept gaining weight. One small shift changed everything. I started tracking my sleep. And I made a rule. If I didn't sleep well, I wouldn't train the next day. Period. Because when your sleep is not good, your body doesn't recover well. And on top of that, your body gets more stress because of the gym, which again causes inflammation and weight gain. So sometimes less is more. Mistake number 2, going to the gym for dopamine. And you know what? That's not actually a bad thing. Gym is one of the healthiest ways to get that dopamine kick. It lifts your mood, makes you feel productive, and gives you a sense of control. But here is where it becomes a problem. When gym becomes your only source of dopamine. I've been there. Days when I didn't work out, I used to feel dull, low, even a little guilty. Like the day hasn't really started. That's when I realized that I was chasing that post-gym high every single day, even when my body didn't feel ready. And that's not sustainable. Because what happens is, you ignore signs like bad sleep, mental stress, or inflammation just for that feel-good hit. Your body is saying, I need rest, and your mind is saying, no, I need dopamine. Here's what helped me. I started adding parasympathetic activities like massages, reading, and even just lying down with some calming music. Basically things that give me joy without exhausting my nervous system. But make sure you still burn 200 to 300 calories by walking around 10,000 to 15,000 steps, because walking calms you down and doesn't add to the stress on your body. That balance changed everything without inflaming or overstressing my system. Mistake number 3, overdoing it. At one point, I was doing 15,000 steps a day plus gym. That means you're burning so much and your body needs more food. And when you're that hungry and don't have prepped meals ready, what do you do now? You overeat, you snack, you emotionally eat. And let's not forget, abs are made in the kitchen. According to a study by the Institute of Health and Sport, Australia, just 3 sessions of resistance training per week can be enough to maintain muscle mass and support fat loss when paired with good nutrition. So if you've trained today, you don't need a full 15,000 steps badge too, because again, less is more. Mistake number 4, high-intensity workouts when anxious. If you're someone who already struggles with anxiety, fatigue, or hormonal issues, high-intensity interval training should not be your go-to. High-intensity training triggers your adrenal glands even more. So if you have symptoms like trouble sleeping, sugar cravings, irritability, and that wired but tired feeling, then avoid or limit high-intensity workouts. They may make the situation worse. Rather try lifting light, walking outdoors, or doing yoga on those days. Here's what I do now. I go to the gym just twice or thrice a week. On those days, I keep my steps at around 8,000. I'm still looking to build muscle, but more strategically. I've been lifting for over 6 years now, and based on my body weight and frame, I'm already at 180% of my ideal lean muscle mass. So I don't need more bulk. I just want to grow what's necessary. Here's what helps me. Now I always track my weights. And you should do it too. I write down how many repetitions and how much weight I lifted that day. I usually have 8 to 10 repetitions per set. And the moment I feel like 8 to 10 repetitions have become too easy, that's the sign. It means I need to increase the weight. That's how you build real strength. And here's something we all should not neglect at any cost: recovery. If you don't recover well, you won't train well. Simple. So I've created my own recovery protocol, especially on gym days. I go slightly higher on carbohydrates the day I've gone to the gym. I take magnesium and omega-3 at night to help muscles relax and reduce inflammation. I take a deep tissue massage once a week. All this helps me sleep better, reduce soreness, and perform consistently without burnout. So remember, fitness is not just about how much you lift. It's about how well your body responds and recovers. And I highly recommend that you listen to your body. If you're tired, rest. If you slept poorly, skip the gym that day. If you're stressed, just walk or stretch instead. And it works. It keeps your body and nerves calmer so that you don't gain weight, but rather lose it in the process. So train smart, not hard. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your own fitness journey and what gym myths you've fallen for too. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more honest, science-backed content.